life as survival of the fittest versus life as within an equal money system. Currently, human beings exist in fear of lack of money, which is, we live in fear for our survival. Each day and almost each moment is about surviving for most people. I, as a middle-class person, think about and worry about money incessantly, less so, since I'm learning about myself and what and who I am, but as the mind, so stopping the mind and thoughts, but pretty much most people in this world think about the need for money and what they owe, what they require, and how to get it constantly. We have, short breaks as slaves of the current system. We have, a few short breaks each week, called Saturday and Sunday in this country anyway, in which you have a whole bunch of other responsibilities to take care of, many, many, many. So there's a very, very small few hours in a week, a very busy week, to maybe pick up your guitar or whatever it is you like to do. Express yourself in an artistic way or in an athletic way. Very little time. And it doesn't have to be this way, but it's interesting how right from birth we're bombarded, and this generation so much so, bombarded with all these visions of products and supposed things that you need so that you can be addicted to consumerism, which we are. And, credit cards offering you lots of money. So it happens very quickly and easily that you can get into debt. I'm someone with a lot of debt. Not everyone is, and I take responsibility for that completely. It's very hard to get out of debt. So much of our lives, and then we don't have time to stop and think and really assess, do we? So much of our lives, we're just robots in the system. We got up and we got to work, and we make a tiny bit of money, and it's like by the time we pay everything, or we can't even pay everything, and you look and go, okay, well, God, we got to save $200 for cash and gas and miscellaneous for the kids and this and that. And in an equal money system, where our needs would be provided for, so your basic needs covered. You don't have a rent and mortgage and extremely high utility bills, unfairly high utility bills, clothing, dentistry, etc. So basic needs provided for. So there is indeed more space in one's week so you contribute to your society in a way that perhaps you love to do. So your contribution, your work is something that you love, and then there's actually time to explore, who I am, how do I like to express myself, what would I like to create, and that in an equal money system, people who saved things, hoarded things, which is fear. We do this out of fear, understandably, and some people unfortunately get obsessed with that. And it's quite sick, sickness of the mind. When there's even a reality TV show about it in North America about people who hoarders. And the houses, if you see one of the shows, are quite grotesque. There's no room to move, so they've hoarded things. This is fear, fear of loss. So because of their fear, and it's based on lack of money, so they become obsessed in the mind. So in an equal money system, there was a point made that people who, not to the extreme of a hoarder, obviously that's very ill and defined, I believe, by medical doctors as a mental illness, but people who saved and things, they wanted extra things. So I'm not talking about some common sense. Maybe someone in the equal money system might really want a little larger TV, and so they were required to work in a labor job X more hours to get this. I mean, that's reasonable, not complicated. So we're not talking about crazy extremeness to the other way. Yes, we're individuals. We have different tastes and desires, obviously. So if your needs are met, um, and ideas and goods are freely given and shared, maybe there's something a bit more you wanted or a bit different. That's, of course, understandable. So I'm talking about someone who goes a step further. Not extreme to the hoarder, though. But they feel they need another house, another car, a whole bunch of furniture, stuff saved away and saved. That, too, would be looked at as a mental illness. Because looked at in common sense practicality, there's no need for that. So what's going on with the thoughts? There's no need for that. You don't need to fear. You don't need to fear and save for your children's future. Because we as human beings, compassionate, benevolent creatures, we take care of each other first. There's no need for that. So someone who felt they needed to accumulate wealth, they needed to gather wealth in the form of money, credits, I don't know what it would be exactly, but things, probably mostly things. They needed to gather them, save them, because they needed this for their children in the future or their grandchildren. This would be considered a mental illness, and this person would be treated as such and helped as such. Okay? That was the point I wanted to make. Thank you.